everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well today. I feel like this time of year has been really a good opportunity for everybody to reflect, think about things that have improved, things that have happened, things that have really changed in our lives, and really looking back on the past year. And something that I feel as though I have really noticed about, the difference between this year and last year is how I've literally managed to reprogram my mind and my whole perception change. Like my perception of life in general has changed so much simply, in the past, year, if not 6 months, 3 months. And I really wanted to talk about how that has impacted me in my life and how it's made such a positive change, how those mindset shifts have made my life more peaceful. I experienced quite a lot of depression in my early 20s, and I have to a far extent really overcome that. People think that achieving their dreams and achieving the life that they want and the peace that they want is quite challenging. It looks so daunting, but it's not. And actually, there's nothing physical necessarily that you need to do. It's all about mindset change, or at least 80% of it is mindset change. Creating the life that I want has come from changing how I think and how I perceive things. These kind of key mindset shifts that I've experienced over, I would say, the past 2 years have allowed me to get out of my own way. My dreams seem so much more possible now. I'm no longer in that space where I feel as though there's like a constant cloud over my life. It's just gone, and I really do think it's because of this shift. I'm currently living 80%, I would say, of my dream life. What I kind of do on a daily basis is really close to what I want to be doing and what I want to be doing in my dream life. There's just that 20% that I'm still going for. And I really think that that's from that transformational perspective change that I've experienced. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video today. So if you do enjoy, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into reprogramming your mind to create your dream life. The first part of this mindset shift that I experienced is not taking things personally. And that's not necessarily just when people are unpleasant or, make you feel a type of negative way, but also not taking bad things that happen personally. People end up using so much of their energy on getting mad about that. You don't want to invalidate your own feelings and try and brush it under the carpet and swallow the negative experience or negative emotions that you're feeling. I think it's valid to feel those things in the moment, but not to agonize over them and not to keep remembering them. Start telling yourself when negative things happen to you, that might be, I don't know, you don't pass your driving test first time, or, your computer breaks, or you hand in an essay late at uni. Those kind of things that happen to everybody across the world at some point in time, I think are those sort of opportunities where you can think to yourself, you know what, this is not personal. I'm not a victim here. Everybody experiences these things. Let your emotions flow, let yourself feel mad and let yourself feel upset about it. But at the same time, be able to logically think in your brain, this is a challenge for me to, or an opportunity even, for me to regulate my emotions, speak to myself with self-compassion, speak to myself with understanding and reassurance, and to really understand that these things are presented to you to test you and to test how you react to it. And once you start seeing the world like this, once you start seeing bad things that happen as, okay, you know what, it's just a bit of a test. This is an opportunity for me to improve, to be better, to get to understand myself more. I think when you start seeing it like that, you don't get as mad about it, because the moment, something bad happens, you're just thinking, you know what, it's not about me, it's just a challenge. Everybody experiences these kind of things, and this is my chance to improve myself or learn something about myself or understand why I act in the way that I do or react in the way that I do in this situation. It's kind of that idea of understanding that, again, going into the sort of spiritual element here, that we are, in the matrix and seeing things as a test or, leveling up opportunity. And that perspective is one way I've achieved my dreams. I have more energy conserved for things that are more important. I don't use so much of my emotional energy, and I think this is especially important for empaths who are so susceptible to internalizing, lacking that control of their emotions when it comes to those extremes. It's allowed me, and it freed up this energy and emotion to focus on things that I really want to work towards, those goals that I want to strive for. It's also made me feel empowered to keep going when bad things happen, and all the time bad things happen. I really wanted to start up my YouTube channel this year, and twice when I tried uploading a video, it didn't work. The first time I accidentally deleted the entire file. I deleted all of the raw files and I couldn't retrieve it. Then I got over that, I managed my emotions, and I was like, Hattie, this is a test, there's a reason why it didn't go out, etc. And then the second time I tried to film and upload something, my computer wouldn't let me log in. So that delayed things even further. And I could have seen that as like, right, that means that, you know, I'm not supposed to do this, I can't be arsed with this, why does this always happen to me, I'm such a dumbass for like deleting it or whatever. And I actually chose to ignore those voices and think to myself, you know what, there is timing or divine timing for everything. Everything happens for a reason. Even though I'm experiencing this negative feeling right now and it sucks and it makes me feel so annoyed, I understand and I realize that this is a challenge and an opportunity for me to understand myself, level up. It's freeing because it's kind of like, it doesn't feel as though you're being personally attacked. It just feels as though, okay, right, well, this is just part and parcel of life. I'm going to be grateful for this challenge in the future. It might not feel like it now, but I know that in the future I will be grateful for it. So I'm just gonna let go and release and allow these negative things to happen. It's so freeing. It frees up energy, time, it frees up your thoughts about yourself, your negative thoughts about yourself, because you realize that it's not about you. And when you realize that it's not about you, you just keep going. You just understand that it's just part of the process. It just doesn't seem as bad. Trusting the universe is also a really big part of achieving your dreams, because it takes real strength and real faith to, well, have faith and trust in something you cannot see, in something you doesn't know is in your future. To have that faith and trust that something you know, like in your heart, is going to happen, and actually believing that, when most people will tell themselves that it's like wishful thinking or whatever. Understanding that the universe has your back is a really big part of achieving your dreams, because if you don't do that, you only have what you can see in front of you and those tangible things to give you the impression that things are going well. And when they're not, what do you kind of turn to when things are not going in the way that you expected, or things are not going in the way that you wanted them to, and the things that you worked hard for aren't you know, reaping the rewards that you were looking for? You must have faith, and you must have trust in something bigger than the present moment, and something bigger in what you can see right in front of you now. Every, you know, successful person had a vision. They had faith that in their heart, and they knew that they could see themselves sitting in their dream life and experiencing their dream life somewhere in the future, and they trusted that would come eventually. They did the work now, they took the action now, but then still released the temptation to be impatient and be like, why isn't it happening now? Why can't I see it right in front of me right now? Put in the work. Where are my rewards? The important thing is to understand that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And then in conjunction with that you have to trust that things are happening in the background that you are going to come to realize, but you cannot see yet. You know, we only exist in the present moment. We don't know what will happen in the future. We've got to trust that desire within us that we're going to be where we want to be, because that desire is not there for no reason. There's a reason why you want to be, you know, the next big artist. There's a reason why you want to be an influencer. There's a reason why you want to be like a professional sports person. That desire would not be there were you not destined for it. So I think trusting that the very fact that you have that desire to like work towards your goal is evidence enough to know that you will get what you want and you will reap the rewards of your labor eventually. It might just not be now, and in order to maintain that faith, maintain that motivation, and maintain that drive, you've got to have faith in something you can't see, which is the plan of your life that the universe has in place. And there's a reason why it might not come like that. sometimes we don't get instant gratification. And actually, weirdly, even just saying that now, one of the things that I know that I need to work on is my impatience. And it's really funny because it's taking me, 5-6 years to get where I really want to be, and it's keeping going. That is probably a lesson in itself. And having that faith in yourself, like, you know that you're going to put the work in, trusting your gut and trusting that you know that desire there is there for a reason is so crucial. And the very fact that I'm willing to have the faith that things will be better and things are meant for me has really helped me achieve my dream life. I'm in a situation where I have a really stable job that I enjoy. I've got a great living situation. I really love my flat. I'm, genuinely achieving all the things that I want to achieve. I'm getting organized. I'm putting doing the work. Good things have been happening to me. The dream life that I envisioned was peace, and I am so peaceful. Like, there is so much peace in my life. I am so calm. My nervous system is so regulated. I'm able to set boundaries. I'm able to tell people how I feel a lot easier. I'm removing that people pleaser, quality in myself more and more every day. And that to me is my dream life. And I've manifested this peace that I've been dying for my entire life. And the anxiety and the depression is just like leaving my body like by the second. And I'm sure all those things are building up to something great. I'm sure that all these things that I feel right now, this peaceful place, I'm sure the reason why I'm, the universe is encouraging me to focus on getting my life peaceful first is to create that foundation for what I really want and the life that I want. And that's what I mean by that 80%, the foundation work is done. I'm living peacefully, I'm living for myself, I'm happy in myself. I know that the next 20% is that like really incredible part. The universe has great things in store for you if you let go, trust the universe, let it do its thing, because divine timing is a thing, and you will get what you need and get what you want at the time that you're meant to get it. One of the most crucial mindset shifts has been the way I speak to myself. That sounds kind of funny, but the way I speak to myself in my head has gone from this voice of self-loathing, self-hatred, and overwhelmingly high standards for myself. And I'm still going, I'm still trying to get to this kind of optimal place where I speak to myself in a, constantly in a kind way. But developing a voice of self-compassion is really essential. And, a lot of therapists will encourage people to do this, and there's a reason why. There's a quote, and I've never really been able to get over it, because I was like, shit, that's so true. If we were to watch someone else speak to another person in the way that we speak to ourselves, we would consider it cruel. And ever since hearing that, I'm like, oh my God, that's me. The way I speak to myself is really not good. And sometimes I catch myself being like, would I ever say that to somebody else? No, because I consider it rude or mean. Having that same standard for yourself as you do when treating others right is what you need to do. You need to speak to yourself with compassion. You need to speak to yourself with reassurance and love and kindness. And the moment I began doing that was really when I started to see things start to happen for me. I don't know if you've heard of the experiment where, two bodies of water were spoken to with kind words and the other body of water was spoken to with negative words. And the crystal constructions that were made in the unkind water were so jagged and uneven and unsymmetrical, and the opposite was the case with the water that was spoken to with kind words. And they made these beautiful crystallizations, beautiful shapes and stuff like that. And it is a clear indication of just how significant and how important it is that you speak to yourself with love and understanding. You are standing in your own way when you speak to yourself negatively. If you're telling yourself you're not good enough, if you're telling yourself that you're a piece of shit, or that you didn't do that right, or you should have done this, or maybe you acted wrong in that, there's a difference between being reflective and taking accountability, and then just being rude to yourself and cruel and mean to yourself, and not being compassionate and understanding that you're fallible and that sometimes you do things wrong. When you speak to yourself with understanding and you reassure yourself and speak to yourself as if you're speaking to your inner child, then you are inadvertently boosting yourself, you're encouraging yourself. And it's as depressing as it sounds, no one else is going to be able to do that for you. You need to build up your internal validation system. That's really what is gonna, I guess, make or break whether or not you achieve what you want to achieve. By speaking to yourself in a kind way and putting that love back into yourself, you're raising your vibration to then be on the same level as those things that you desire. It's as if you're already climbing up a mountain and you yourself are like throwing like rocks at yourself and creating obstacles for yourself along the way for no reason. Get out of your own way and speak to yourself with compassion. Sorry, my phone ran out of charge. And practicing those words in your head, those positive affirmations and those mantras, by the way, which is another thing I will get to in another video, but mantras are key, and speaking to yourself in the mirror is key in obviously a positive way. Just bigging yourself up, like looking at yourself and being like, you're amazing, you're loved, you're valued, you're doing so well, instead of like, you could be doing more, or, you know, maybe you weren't enough in this situation. Speaking to yourself with kindness and compassion and love is really going to be what makes you successful. It really is. And no one else is going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to choose yourself and love yourself enough to catch yourself when you're insulting yourself and being rude to yourself and being like, that wasn't a kind thing to say to yourself. By the way, all of these things take time and takes practice. Is what is going to make you successful. It's what's going to manifest your dream life, and it's what's going to manifest your peace. A big part of succeeding in creating your dream life is having a routine, staying organized, and staying consistent. Having time to yourself in the morning is absolutely crucial. Taking the time to engage in activities for 1 or 2 hours before you have to go to work, before you have other things to do and your normal daily tasks to do. Having those 2 hours is really crucial, and it's especially crucial that those things you do in those 1 or 2 hours are self-care focused. My routine at the moment is getting up, having a nutritious breakfast, going to the gym, doing my morning mantras and meditating, although usually it's not in that order. Having those 4 things, those activities to do in the morning sets you up for success for the rest of the day, because you can literally be at work or, you know, going about your day in your usual way, and you can be like, I've already achieved today and it's only 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. You've already achieved self-love and you've already looked after your body and your mind and your soul, and now you can get on with your tasks, and it puts you in this incredible mindset that makes you feel as though you can achieve anything. And there's something really special about a routine as well, because even if it's like a small wellness routine, it's proving to the universe and it's proving to yourself that you can stick to something consistently. Consistency is the key to success. Everybody knows this. It is the #1 rule, that consistency is key. Staying consistent, even despite challenges and despite setbacks, is what is going to gain you the dream life that you're looking for and gain that success that you're looking for. Following on from that is staying organized. So it takes like 5 minutes in an evening to plan your next day, or roughly plan it. And this is what I do each morning. I get my wellness planner out and I plan the next day. And that includes things like, you know, my meals, my schedule, my to-do list, all the things that I want to get done in that day. Staying organized and feeling like, oh my God, I don't have, you know, I've got something to follow during the day, it's not overwhelming, I think is so crucial. Having that organization and gifting yourself those 5 minutes before the next day to plan and just have some kind of structure really helps. Your goals don't seem as daunting because you're doing it step by step, and organization is really the root of that. Gifting yourself the time to be organized and have that time to yourself, at least for 1 or 2 hours of the day. It's an act of self-love for a start, which is always going to be to your benefit, but it's also proving to the universe and showing that you're willing to level up, or you are leveling up, and wanting to be at the same level as those things that you desire. It is setting you up for that kind of leveling up, I would say. So yeah, organization and routine is absolutely essential. I've got more energy to focus on things that I really want to focus on. I'm not procrastinating. Someone that is a huge procrastinator and finds tasks overwhelming, especially when you've got so much going on, it's essential that you get organized. It makes you feel as though you've achieved in the day because you've set it out in a way that's manageable and bite-sized. It's only going to get you to your dreams that much faster. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What kind of things have you done to create your dream life? How have you reprogrammed your mind to create success? I really want to know. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.